Hello and welcome to the concluding episode of this series on a simple herbal reset program you can use to balance erratic and restore depleted energies if you're open to natural remedies. As with the first video, 3 things will need repetition here. 1 and 2 are disclaimers, and the third is a little perspective to help fine-tune your engagement and ensure you gain maximally. First, everything here is for spiritual or folk use, not medical advice. Herbs can interact with medications and conditions. If you're pregnant, nursing, or have health concerns, consult a qualified professional. Avoid any plant you're allergic to. Be mindful of smoke. And please, choose sustainable sources, as we highlight options and alternatives where needed and as possible. Second, while every care has been taken to visually depict the herbs used, we strongly advise you to do the due diligence by going through part 1 of this series and using the botanical names provided to verify these plants, especially the variety available in your locality. That is the minimum degree of self-love and personal responsibility you owe to yourself so as to benefit maximally from this process. Thank you for doing that. Third, herbs are not a substitute for the Supreme Being or God. Just like you give thanks for the food or herbs you eat via your mouth for nourishment, as you use these herbs, give thanks for them the same way, not to the herb, but to its creator. And with those 3 caveats out of the way, let us invite our amiable narrator Esther to help us proceed.
Thank you, Solace. Before we start, take the time to prepare the recipes to be used in each of the 4 phases as follows. Pick 1 or 2 herbs per phase, using what you can access sustainably in your local environment. To refresh your memory, in the first video, we listed about 3 to 4 herbs per category to allow you a range of choices depending on where you live. We will now use our in-house examples to prepare 4 recipes, 1 for each of the stages of the reset, as follows. First, there's the Aura and Environment Cleansing Steam, which is the smoke-free option we have chosen for this demonstration, as it is user-friendly to those with smoke sensitivity. For this session, we will use 1 handful of rosemary, 1 handful of garden sage, and 1 strip of lemon peel. The lemon peel is optional. We will prepare this recipe last because we need to use it right off the steamer and straight into the ritual. So bear this in mind, because even though this will be used first, it should be prepared close to the moment we are about to begin, since it will be used steaming right off the cooker. Good. To prepare it and use immediately, simmer in a pot of water for 10 to 15 minutes. The second recipe we will prepare is the uplifting bath, which will be used in the uplift stage of the reset. For today's session, we will use 1 handful of hyssop, 1 handful of rosemary, 1 handful of lemon balm, 1 handful of rose petals, and just a pinch of sea salt. The method is to steep the herbs in just off boiling water for 20 minutes. Strain into a warm bath and let it remain there until needed. The third recipe to be prepared is the grounding mineral tea. For today's session, we will use 2 tablespoons of nettle, 1 tablespoon of tulsi, 1 teaspoon of lemon balm, and half a teaspoon of rose. To prepare, steep in hot water, boil for 15 minutes, and allow to cool, then strain and store. The fourth recipe is the anointing and boundary oil, which is the seal. For this session, we will use 1 teaspoon dried yarrow, 1 teaspoon rose, half a teaspoon angelica root, and 60 milliliters jojoba or olive oil. One method is to infuse in a sunny window for 2 to 4 weeks and store for repeated use, or collect and warm the same ingredients gently for 2 hours in a double boiler for immediate use, then strain and store. As you may have rightly observed, some recipes are prepared and used immediately. Others are prepared and stored long before they are deployed. Let me go over the timings of preparing these recipes, leading up to the moment of actual use, for a clearer understanding. Days before you plan a reset, prepare the anointing and boundary oil, then strain and store. 1 or 2 hours to the reset, then make the grounding mineral tea and store it in a flask to keep it hot. 30 minutes before beginning, prepare the uplifting restful bath and pour it into a tub or container. Then, 20 minutes to start, make the aura and environment cleansing steam recipe and put it to the boil. While it is steaming, get ready because once it begins to produce the vapor, you will begin the ritual with it, and then follow up with the grounding tea, uplifting bath, and sealing oil. I hope you get the drift. Great. Now that our recipes are ready, let's enter the entire process proper. Alright, so let's assume you have used about 3 minutes to finalize setting your space and tuning your emotions. While the cleansing recipe is in its last stages of steaming, go ahead and open a window slightly for some airflow. Be sure to turn off notifications to keep distractions at bay. You may place a bowl of water and a candle, if it's safe, in the room. And then, put your other herbs and tools within reach, so everything you need is right there with you. Now let's move into cleansing for about 10 to 12 minutes. Go ahead and get the aura cleansing recipe from the cooker, bring it into the room, and slowly walk the perimeter while wafting the steam around you with your free hand. As the scent lifts, say, "I release and banish all hanging residue around me. I return what's harmful and keep what is useful." And if any negative thoughts intrude, just notice them and let them ride the steam upward and away from you. Next, we'll focus on grounding for about 10 minutes. Take 5 slow breaths, with one hand on your belly and one on your chest, just to make sure your body feels calm. Now take the already prepared grounding mineral tea and sip it slowly, feeling that warmth fill your core. If you'd like, stand barefoot for a moment, indoors is totally fine, and bend your knees slightly, imagining roots growing down your legs into the earth. Now that you are rooted, we proceed with the uplifting part of our ritual. This uplifting and resetting bath will take about 15 to 20 minutes. You can run your aura reset bath in a tub or by using a balneo pour in the shower. While you're at it, invite in the brightness of lavender and rose. If you're in a tub, emerge and submerge yourself 3 times and, in silence, name the heaviness you're releasing. If you're using the shower option, pour the infusion over yourself in 3 parts, front, back, and crown. Now, we will proceed to seal your newly uplifted aura to prevent penetration. This will take just 5 minutes. After your bath, towel dry. Warm 2 drops of anointing and boundary oil between your palms. Then touch your heart, followed by the back of your neck, and lastly, your solar plexus, which is your navel area. To finish, write your intention on a bay leaf and safely burn it over a fireproof dish. Next, stand in the doorway, sip the last of your tea and say, "It is done. I am now bright, grounded, and protected." And there you have it, my friends. That's the spiritual reset ritual for you. Done and dusted. For coming this far, here's a bonus. To extend the beneficial effects of your reset, there is a process called integration and boosting, one that you can and should practice over the next few weeks following the reset exercise. Keep a mason jar of nettle tulsi infusion in the fridge for daily sips for the coming days, up to a week. You can also mist your face with rose water in the afternoon lull. On hard days between this and your next full reset, just repeat only the grounding and sealing steps, since they're really the minimum viable steps in every reset. A spiritual reset using herbs isn't about scrubbing yourself into someone new. It's about remembering and reclaiming your natural tone, clear, warm, steady, and letting plants midwife you back to it. Start with what you have: a sprig of rosemary from the kitchen, a handful of salt, a glass bowl of warm water, and your voice. Add 1 or 2 allies from this guide and practice with sincerity. Over time, your aura gradually lightens and feels less like armor and more like a well-tuned instrument, clean from the cleansing, present from the grounding, luminous from the uplift, and trustworthy from the sealing. For the more adventurous, when you're ready, you can design your own signature trio. Maybe it's rosemary to cleanse, tulsi to ground, and bay laurel to seal, or perhaps cedar to cleanse, nettle to ground, and yarrow to seal. Keep it simple, repeat it with heart, and let the plants do what they've done for humans for thousands of years: return us to ourselves. Until we meet again, enjoy your rejuvenation and renewal and keep shining on.
Thank you, Esther. Dear viewer, I hope this series has done some good for you, or at least either reminded you of what you forgot or neglected, or maybe it is pointing you in the direction of what you have been curious about but never got to learn this way. Whatever the case, I hope you will pick up this knowledge and make the most out of it, for in a world of chemical pollutants emerging daily, nurture and nature are our best refuge. Make them your allies today. Remember that herbs were made before you arrived on the planet to support your living and thriving in every conceivable way. This video is therefore doing nothing other than welcome you back to that God-ordained partnership. Here's to your good health and well-being. Like and subscribe if you found value in this presentation, and keep on being the earthly ripple of divine love as you remain blessed and renewed on all levels.